is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Man, you guys are early today. I feel like the market gapping up, got a lot of people excited, ready to go. I love it. Just looking for one page that I wanted to talk about, but I don't see it. Campaign, donate, projects. Feed the children. We have a campaign, an auction for where we donate the money to feed the children. And there's some awesome prizes for the auction. There's coaching sessions with Jeremy, coaching session with Matt, Svetlana's dream course. There's a few other items on there. Building a business with Sochi. I just am looking for that link and I can't find it. Maybe if Sochi pops in, she could find that for us. But I want to just share that link with you guys if possible. Yeah, I don't know what that link is. It is in Slack. All right, let me check Slack real quick. Let me see, when did that get posted? If you actually, Matt, if you can find it, if you could just throw it in the chat, just make it life easier. There we go. All right, awesome. So Mike posted a link to the Feed the Children. Let me just share that with YouTube. So it's awesome as far as the charity goes. And then there's also great prizes to potentially win as well. So again, just good cause. I want to make sure that I could highlight that. I'm going to throw it in YouTube, although people on YouTube last time when I posted links, they said it wasn't coming through. So I just posted that link. Not sure if you guys on YouTube can see it or not, but all right, let me get a quick share up. But if you guys can, if you guys are able, participate, goes to a good cause. So just wanted to cover that early in the day. Start off with some positivity. What else do you need? The market's up. I mean, the market is cranking right now, but it is pulling back a little bit. Don't get too overexcited about the bullishness. I think we do fade today. We at least pull back into some kind of retest. Maybe not at very open. I mean, we've sold a lot already. Like we sold a decent amount. RSI currently on a smaller time frame is oversold, probably looking at some kind of a balanced retest. But I do think this gap, I think, gets filled at some point, most likely today. But if not today, at a future date. We are right now at the 21 moving average on a daily basis. We were slightly above it and got rejected. We do have a little bit of a top in there as well. So what I would be looking for me, I think best case 431.44 would be a retest. Probably don't even retest that high though. I think if we do get some kind of a bounce, I'd be looking for about 431. So we'll see if we can get it. I don't want to chase it down here for any shorts. So if it does open and it's sold off the entire time, I'll just be patient and wait. But I think we get up back into that zone. We do have a lot on the agenda today. So we do have the Fed going to be raising rates today. How much is debatable. I think 25 basis points. They could throw a little surprise in. I doubt they do. My guess is they don't want to shake up a already shaken market. Retest would get us down to probably about 426 today. We'll see. I think there's still a lot of bearish sentiment in the market. I still think a lot of the bigger I still think we're in a risk off type environment. So I think a lot of the bigger guys, institutional investors, are using any pops to sell into. So yeah, look at that clear double top on that 5-minute SPY. I'm not 100% sure what time they usually. I want to say it's either 10 a.m. or a lot of times when the Fed speaks, it's usually around 2:30. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. Let me get this screen off as well. Let's take a look at the Qs. I believe Qs were bumping and grinding today as well. So, yep, same similar type feel. You have a little bit of resistance. This resistance is probably a little stronger on the Qs. We attempted 3 times and just started to fade from there. So even though we're bullish, probably I'm going to be looking for a bearish direction on things for right now. We do have some interesting things out there. Yeah, you guys are saying you didn't get the link. I don't know. Why does my Fibonacci's, I'm seeing if it's in YouTube at all. Scheduled for 2:30. Okay, so the Fed meeting at 2:30. So I'd probably be out by then. What I think happens, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to share this link. I don't know. For some reason, I post a link into YouTube and it just doesn't. Nobody can see it but me. So, all right. Okay. I'll post it one more time, but if it didn't work the first time, you can also go to reallifefoundation.cheerfulgiving.com, and that should bring up the link as well. But a couple interesting gaps today. Obviously, most or retest. The one I was looking at is BABA. So BABA is actually is this a retest? Was this yesterday? It is a little bit of a retest too, but you're getting a good gap on that. The thing that impressed me the most is obviously the volume that came in the day before yesterday. So we had good volume here, but on this one, the 14th, which is Monday, big gap down. We are really filling in that gap now, and we do have those moving averages above us, but I was thinking that was a gap and go, but it actually does look like a little retrace as well. But they're all pretty massive. I don't know if any of the other Chinese names are moving as well, but I do want to keep the Chinese names on the watch list for today. And they're all kind of gapping into those moving averages coming up. They might be fades as well. They looked a little different when I was looking at them earlier today. Boeing, pretty decent gap on Boeing. Where's our bigger volume candles? That one's the biggest. It's 194. We're clearing a certain pivot on this one. Probably is going to take us into this 189. We still have all these moving averages on a lot of stocks that are just still above us, still stacked bearish. We could see some type of, I think it's going to take some time rollover, but those are all going to act as some type of resistance for right now. And again, I don't think the basis points. So what I think happens with the Fed is they come out, they raise 25 basis points. Market probably sees it as some type of bullishness, even though I don't think it is for the overall market. So you probably get some kind of initial pump either today, I think, and then probably tomorrow we look to fade. But pre-market at open, I think we get some kind of initial pop just because you're probably going to get a couple more bulls jumping in. And then we look to short would be the best case scenario for the 10 EMA strategy. We're kind of in between a rock and a hard place just because, yes, we have a lot of good gaps if we're going to trade it, but we're going to have a lot of mixed signals between the extended and non-extended hours. So even though a lot of things will probably end up qualifying, I don't necessarily know. So this one, if we were to play this one, I think right now it's giving us a bearish 10 EMA on extended hours. Non-extended hours is still going to be bullish. So the only way we could really play NVIDIA is bullish if you wanted to. For the 10 EMA, I don't know that that's probably the best direction to look. Otherwise, I'm looking at VPOC. Let me pull up the VPOC on my other screen. If I didn't delete it. Yep. So VPOC, I think we would be looking at a high if this thing does run, probably 238.06. So we kind of covered a lot of that today. We got very close to it. Yep, 238. That was the last VPOC that was not tested. So if it gets back up there, that's the zone I'm looking to short. To the downside, if we have a crazy decent sell-off, it's 229. It's not even that crazy of a sell-off. So about from here, about $6 to the downside. So I think we have more opportunity to the downside than to the upside for right now. And again, we'll see how the market wants to react early morning. Same thing. Tesla's going to qualify, but I mean, pretty intense gap on this one. Did this one fade all the way back down? Oh no, it's at 817. So 817 to the upside. The last VPOC was Tesla. Last VPOC was, I could see this one going to 835 today. Otherwise, I'd really be looking at 831-ish, and pre-market, I think we already hit that 831 too. So, yep, so 831, that is a VPOC that we just ran into. We just rejected that as well. So again, any type of fades, getting as close as possible to that just to come in for a reshort would make sense to me. The high of the day for Tesla, if something crazy happens, I'm looking at about 835, potentially 838. To the downside, we probably come in for, I'd be looking for about 797 on Tesla. I am also considering buying a couple of puts with maybe about 2 months of time on Tesla, just to have some more coverage to the downside. Again, I don't think the negativity is really out of the market yet. There's still a lot with Russia, Ukraine, inflation, all-time highs. Gas could pump again at pretty much any point. So I think there's still a lot of downside, but the selling is over SPY all-time high in 3 weeks. So, you might be kidding, but we'll see in 3 weeks. I mean, you might be 100% correct, Rock. I don't know. I don't know. I would say most likely, I think we still fade lower. I still think we have a lot of pullback. So I was looking to actually get some puts on Tesla probably today. I really wanted to get it at 831 is my zone that I wanted to buy those puts, but it already hit there and starting to fade. So I have to see. And then somebody posted in Slack, which I didn't get a chance to watch the Monday video from the afternoon swing room for real life trading, but apparently Jerremy in that one said 815 looked to just go crazy on shorting Tesla. So I'm kind of on that same boat. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So yeah, Eddie posted that in YouTube too. Yeah, I agree. So it's a good opportunity. Again, my pricing was 831. It was a little higher, but we already hit that, and I don't know where Tesla's going to open. AMD, the chips were very strong yesterday, extremely strong. If I'm looking at the POCs, where are we opening? So we're actually breaking above another pivot. Chips actually still kind of look a little bit strong. 112.98 is the last VPOC, and I think we just ran into that. So if that ends up breaking, if we break pre-market high today, I think the next stop would be 114.67, and then really you have 118 that was never tested. You might even have another one too. 121. So there's a little bit of 121 was kind of retested. So the next spot is probably 118 if we do start breaking out higher. So you have a little bit of upside to the downside if we don't ever break the pre-market highs. Honestly, I'll probably be looking for a retest back down to 109. So it gives us about $3 to the downside. Let me see if I get the exact change on that one. 109.21 would be my target. So a little bit more risk to reward side, a little bit more to the bullish side. Again, we probably end up fading on this one too, just because yesterday was a massive run. So typically once you have that many people profitable in anything, you're going to get people wanting to take profit and lock in some gains, especially in a crazy market. Matt R says, what about puts on oil? I mean, are you feeling lucky? I don't know. I don't really trade oil that much. I'll pick up some Exxon Mobil, some BP. I'll pick up. I'll even play UCO, which is like the triple leverage, but as a day trade, don't. If you're going to invest in long term, try to stay away from the ETFs because they have fees, they rebalance. It's not as appealing as one might think. But otherwise, besides buying those actual companies, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Oil's very, very volatile. It's completely news based. It's all supply demand, who's pumping, who's not pumping, what war is breaking out, what war is at peace, which wouldn't make it a war anymore. But it's, yeah, I'm not about to play that life. What is oil doing today? CL got close. I mean, honestly, there's still a lot of things that could pump this more. I wouldn't play it long or short for me. It's just not what I do. USO got a gap and go. Yeah, so like that would be a decent day trade. Again, it's the technicals kind of fade away a little bit in a lot of these things, which is why I don't like them. Unless I was an oil tycoon. This is a gap and go, so 70. Oh, this is a 3-minute chart. Let me flip this back to daily. Yeah, a little bit of gap and go on that one. So as a day trade, yes. Swing trade possible, long-term investment, no. And that's not just for oil. That's for, like, I wouldn't keep any ETFs, any triple leverage ETFs, I should say, in my longer term portfolio. Nvidia's starting to bounce again. Yeah, so let's take a look at Roblox, which is one of the other 6. They're getting a decent gap into, so gapping above yesterday into a little bit of resistance. The upside to this one's about $40.23. Otherwise, 1, 2, I guess that was kind of retested in the same sense. I mean, to the downside, it's about 36.97. You're smack in the middle on that one. So I'd probably look for a fade into 38.07. If it gets down there, possibly look for a long into $40. I mean, but they're extra beat up. I don't think there's too much risk to reward. When you buy puts, are you going for the April 14th? So what's today? Yeah, Tesla. I probably do one. Oh, I dropped something on the floor. I probably do like April 14th for some, and then I go for another month out. Maybe May's as well. Maybe like the 14th and then an early May I would be looking for. Short LULU. Let's see. What is Lululemon doing? I think there's better opportunities for other shorts. This one pre-market, not really doing anything too crazy. As a day trade. So if this was gapping up a little bit more to like 298-ish, I would say, yeah, you're gonna look to fade it, but it's pretty much flat to where it closed. I don't know if there's any edge. I think there's a lot more edge on a bunch of other things. Longer term, though, like if you're looking for a swing, I mean, you are breaking down for sure. I think the downside is at least the trend that we're on. But I could also see maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the ABC. Right now on a weekly, it's kind of a hammer. So if this thing, or it's a little bit of a doji for right now, we'll have to see where that candle closes. Last week, pretty strong close. Still kind of hanging out within this last previous wick. And as of now, we have a little bit of a bear trap. Momentum starting to come in. I think at this point, it's probably not the best to short down here, just because they're already kind of sold off. I don't know where this thing goes, but if you do want to short it, I'd wait until probably 318s. If it gets back up there, would be a little bit better spot for us reward. I just don't know how far down this thing could possibly fade from here. You're sitting at a decent little support. If this support breaks, then yeah, you could also probably look for another short down to like 233 at that point. So I wouldn't pull the trigger on a short yet, but I would be patient, just wait. If you get some kind of a bounce higher, the trend at least recently, has been down. Otherwise, just for some reason, everybody loves yoga pants, and the overall trend has been massively bullish. But yeah, shorter term, it's kind of coming down a little bit. You're probably going to find people interested in wanting to add this eventually into their positions. But the final target for me would probably be about 234. See what it does from there. So you have a little bit of a potential downside, but this candle has to close this little wick because that's right at support. Mike says, I made a little short money on Lulu swing Friday to Monday, 297.45 by with a stop of 309.87, targets 284.97. So yeah, you probably hit your targets already. Yep. You probably hit your targets, yeah, on Monday. No, probably yesterday. Out of it, yeah. Yeah, it is down to a little bit of support. I could see maybe a little bounce again, just a little bit higher, even creating some kind of head and shoulders on Lulu. Something like that would be, but it's down a lot. The market weakness doesn't help anything though. Like it's the market weakness is going to help save too many companies. Let's take a look at Delta DAL. So here's another one. Let me see where the VPOC is on Delta. Again, this will qualify for us for the 10 EMA strategy, but right now we're kind of in no man's land. I think about $40.07 to $40.23 is the upside target. The downside target, I could probably see $37. My bad, that's Roblox. Let me flip it to Delta. Where's this thing gapping? Yeah, we're definitely no man's land on this one too. I'd be looking for about $36.99, $37 to the upside. Where are we at now? So you have about $1 to the upside. Downside is gonna have a lot more potential in it. Again, it is a gap and go from yesterday. I probably will stay away from Delta today. I don't really have an edge which way this wants to fade. If this thing pushes one way or the other, so if it hits my $40 target, I'll look to or $37 target, I'll look to fade it lower. If this thing hits the 34.83, I'll look to go long. But otherwise, anything besides that, I most likely, unless I see a beautiful pattern set up, something that I'm just like, there's a head and shoulders. The downside, yeah, the downside number was, where's that screen at? There it is. The downside target, I'm looking for like a 34.83. So about $1 each way. Again, you're kind of opening right in the middle of, I mean, risk to reward is about 1-to-1, either guess that you take. Let's see what else we got. Apple. What is Apple doing? AAPL. You did start to get some kind of a fade on Apple. This one's got a lot of resistance at 158. This one would probably be a good fade. And for 10 EMA, a 10 EMA is not going to probably work for us out of the gate just because those moving averages are going to be a mess. But I would look for, see if we can get a quick pump into like 158.08 and most likely stops. I would like my stops. I don't know if it's too much, but probably like 160.70, something in that zone. 160.59. I would probably set that trade up. That would give us about $2.50 of roughly risk. So you need $3 to the downside. That would take us back to 155. I like that trade a lot. I think you get a 2R, possible 2R trade out of something like that. But it's got a lot of resistance right where it's at. Woodshed wants to short it at 161. Let's see, 161. I I see what you're saying as far as that, but if it gets up to that point, then you have a lot of support. Anything and even if it starts breaking at 151, I'd rather play it bullish up to 161, probably like 160, 175. But yeah, I think this 158 is going to be a ginormous resistance for it. So we'll see how that plays out. And obviously, if Apple starts fading, that does affect the SPY. When the SPY starts fading, everything else kind of gets a little affected as well. So everything else probably will start coming down too. So we have to watch that. That's going to be key for probably the entire market. No pressure, Apple. No pressure. All right. So we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I believe everything. I mean, you already have SPY now putting in a little bit of a bullish bounce. This is a retest. So right now, this 430 is exactly the retest of that first pivot. Probably at the open, I think we get some immediate selling. Roblox, Tesla's already starting to come down a little bit. It's already at that Jerremy Newsome 815. So we'll see. We'll see. Everything's kind of coming down already. And again, I do expect this market to fade. I don't know what happens at the Fed meeting at 2:30, but for some reason, I get the feeling that the market just finds everything bullish and you get some kind of a bounce off of it, that they're holding that quarter basis point move. And again, if they do anything different, yeah, you'll probably get some sell off, but we will see. For my friends on YouTube, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of those things that YouTube puts in there just to annoy you and give you notification messages on your cell phone when you're trying to have, just a peaceful life. But this way, you guys get all of the notifications anytime we do put up new videos, new content, and anytime we go live for the pre-market morning show. Tesla just faded. All right, we got to take a look at Tesla. Tesla might actually give us a decent open with the moving averages, so I'm going to watch that one carefully. But all my friends on YouTube, thank you for joining us. I will catch all of you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.